Did you know Aaron was going to come full headset, virtual background of what looked like some sort of cult, some sort of like comet cult? Did you know Aaron was going to come correct like that in your podcast?
Who was that crazy guy who rode on the comet through the cult?
I don't know, the Hellbop comet guy. I don't remember his name, but it just looked. It was an interesting choice by Aaron. You know,
there was a moment, Rich, where before we started, he said, "Would you like me to get rid of the Starry Night behind me?" And I said, "You know what? I'm liking it, Aaron. Just go with it. It's different." And I think he was happy with the answer. So make the guest comfortable.
Yes.
I didn't know he was going to come with the space background, nor did I know he was going to sit down with what appeared to be a bucket of Scotch whiskey that he would pull from throughout the interview.
Did he really? No kidding.
Unbelievable. Now, this was on a Friday night, and when I say night, I'm talking it was 8 or 9 o'clock at night. That's just when he could do it, and it's it's a Zoom thing, so you just flip open the computer and you do it.
Right.
He sits down with Scotch. He said, "What do you got for me?" And he just started pulling. Rich, we talked for nearly 2 hours.
No kidding.
And, he was getting his chops busted a couple of years back because he supposedly couldn't chug a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you, he can put back the Scotch because he drank the entire time and still completely had all his faculties. I've never seen a display like it, but it was like, I know you've talked to him before, and in fact, watching some of your interviews is how I prepared for it in part. It's one of these things, Rich, where you get a great name, and he's in a great place, and he's got nowhere to go, and you got a whale on the line, and you just keep asking questions, and he just kept drinking. It was awesome.
Yeah, but it's only 10. You couldn't go further than 10. You see that?
Well,
I don't mean
is the backbone is the 10. You have 10 trivia questions, but you can ask innumerable follow-ups. That's easy.
I
gotcha. 10 trivia, and then I could ask whatever we want. So we stretched that thing forever, and I think he finished 3/4 of a bottle. Incredible.
Kyle, I got to be honest with you. I know Aaron got a ton of crap because Bakhtiari was slamming beers and he couldn't, and and then it's on the jumbotron, and then Trubisky pounded a beer later on, and then at a ball game, and then Matthew Stafford with his wife, and so all the other NFC North quarterbacks were basically showing off. And Kirk Cousins was probably having milk anyway, but when it all comes down to it, though, I saw a Scotch drinker. I saw a liquor man. When he was that, I can't really pound a beer either. I sip what I drink. I can't pound a beer. So I felt a kinship with Aaron right there.
I did too. He drank the whiskey like Daniel Plainview and There Will Be Blood, like a gentleman and in excess, and he retained his composure. And I remember when all that beer pounding was going on, they went to him and said, "Yeah, everyone else is doing it well, and they're making fun of you. All these other quarterbacks can do it." And Aaron said, "Well, it's nice for them that they finally found something that they're better at than I am, so that's good for them." So it was cold-blooded, Rodgers.
So to continue this, after your conversation with him, did you surmise whose milkshake does he want to drink up the most? Jordan Love's, Matt LaFleur, Brian Gutekunst? If given the choice of all three have milkshakes, which one does he want to drink up the most on a bowling alley?
In the long straw, in the incredible inside bowling alley. Listen, I tried to get him into milkshake mode, Rich. I tried to find some angst and some chip and some anything, even as the booze continued to flow. It wasn't there. He was very calm. The word I would use to describe his future with the Packers from him is certainty. You look at his eyes, and there's not a stitch of doubt that he will one day play for an NFL team that is not the Green Bay Packers. He knows it. He's at peace with it. And he'll say things that are very veiled, like, "Well, I wasn't thrilled with the pick," which, as we know, as athletes speak for, I threw my phone against the wall and started kicking. But I couldn't get him to drink the milkshake. He is an oil man for sure, but he has made peace with it, and he knows he'll be on another team someday.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know what? And the reason why I think it's peaceful, and I'm sure the one thing that he loves the most is two people on national television and radio talking about him in this manner. I'm sure he absolutely loves the whole psychoanalysis of something like this. The reason why he's calm is he knows he's Aaron friggin' Rodgers.
I know.
And he is, I think the milkshake he's going to drink up might be the NFC North, if not more. I mean, the guy was 1 inch of Sunday Night Football turf in Seattle away from being the 1 seed in last year's playoffs, by the way. And if Raheem Mostert wasn't still hitting his head on the goalpost right now, he might have been in the Super Bowl last year.
I think he was. and that's what makes the draft pick all the more fascinating. I think if there's any milkshake he's trying to drink up, if there's any competition, you know, he talked about Mahomes and Lamar, and to shift film genres dramatically. If you remember, there's the scene in Happy Gilmore when Happy is taking over the PGA Tour, and they go to a quick but I think important scene where Shooter McGavin is in the woods in secret trying to do the Happy Gilmore tee shot and trying to keep up with this young gunner. And I said to him, I said, do you ever feel like that's you in the woods trying to do Mahomes' no-look pass or Lamar's spin move or something? How do you keep up with these 24-year-old, 23-year-old maniacs? And he wasn't amused by the question, actually. I don't think he liked it as much as he liked Happy Gilmore. I think the response was, I'm still bleeping Aaron Rodgers, and I don't care what some kid's done to the league. I can still play this game. And I think that was as close as we got to milkshake mode.
Damn straight. And it again, in the whole symmetry of how his career began and how it appears to be happening to him now is something that we all, obviously in the media, when we were staring at the four walls, wondering if there's going to be a season, was a very juicy story. There's no other way to put it, and I can't wait to see the 2020 season work out on that front. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.